I'm a parent and I've lived here in this district my entire life. And I did see what was happening in the public school system. And I'm sitting here and I see some other parents that are homeschool parents like myself because I said, you are not going to teach that to my children. I pulled them out and I'm homeschooling them myself. And they are learning about the Constitution. We are reading it. We are going through it. And so sometimes I know that it's very frustrating when we talk about what's happening in the education system. But you have to, yes, there's part of them to blame the school board, but it's not just an education issue. It's a parenting issue. And you have to take responsibility for teaching your own children.
Well, let me just...
Now, my question is, I hear you talking about how to get the pastors involved and how to have them stand up and talk to their congregations. I take my children with me to lots of events. I work with lots of ladies and Mr. Watts on grassroots efforts to get people out to vote. When we had our primary, only 11% of registered voters showed up. And so while you're talking about how to get the pastors getting their congregations going, tell us as grassroots activists, as parents who are fighting tooth and nail for our children, how do we get other people to stop with this apathy that politics does not concern them? That's, they have other things that they're concerned about. There's baseball games, there's TV shows that they have to dedicate their time to. How do we get them excited about this and involved?
Well, you need to keep doing what you're doing. You can't be silent. You have to shout it from the housetops. And we convert people one at a time. It's slowly, but sometimes it's the only way. Now, the reason I am focusing on pastors is because if I can get a pastor to do it from the pulpit, right, that pastor can affect 500 or 1,000 people at once. So we can multiply that effect. But each of us needs to be a witness with our neighbors, with everybody around. But as I say, how long can people keep their heads in the sand when everything is crumbling around them? As a matter of fact, the old question is very applicable today. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? I don't know many people, unless you work for the government, that can answer that question, yes. So we got to keep on going. The one thing that we cannot do is give up. The book of Proverbs says, though the righteous falls 7 times, he gets up again. So we must emulate Winston Churchill when he said, never, 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 never give up. And even as hard as the battle looks, it is worth it. The battle is worth it. And I'll tell you something. I lost my freedom once. I'm not willing to lose it again. I'll die fighting before I lose it again. And we need to take that forward. We got to keep on fighting. Is it disheartening when people don't listen? Of course it is. But we got to reason with them. And I think we got a great weapon on our side now with Obamacare. Obamacare is such a nightmare and is affecting the lives of so many people that is causing many who have been drinking the Kool-Aid for a long time to all of a sudden wake up. So I think there's great hope for America. I think our best years are behind us. I think we're going to see a resurgence in America. As a matter of fact, 2 nights ago I went to see Son of God. And I was very excited while I watched that movie that there were previews of 3 other Christian movies coming up in the next month or 2. That is very encouraging to see movies talking about faith from a positive point of view. So, for example, in Dallas, Rick Santorum has started a company to produce Christian movies. In Dallas, Texas, Glenn Beck is going to start producing Christian movies. He's working in collaboration with David Barton, and I would imagine he will be working in collaboration with James Robinson and with John Hagee. So there's some good things that are happening. And so we need to be encouraged. And we need to encourage pastors to become the head and not the tail, to be able to lead their flock. And so as sometimes we get discouraged when we don't see results. I mean, I sometimes do a pastor's meeting with 150 pastors, and I see a half a dozen that are excited. But you know, those half a dozen could impact 2,000 or 3,000 people.
That's right.
So to me, yeah, it's lower than I would like to see it, but I'm not going to give up. And I think none of us should do that. On the contrary, I believe if we go back to that passage in Proverbs, though the righteous falls 7 times, he gets up again. See, when you fall, you got 2 choices. You can either stay down there feeling sorry for yourself, or you get up with twice the determination and move forward. And that's what we have to do. Well, thank you. I know I kept you here for a long time. God bless you. It's been a blessing and a privilege to be here with you. God bless you.